What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the True Mets Talk podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a potential fit with MLB free agent outfielder Jung Hoo Lee in light of recent reports. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that thumbs up, comment your thoughts and opinions about this potential signing for the Mets lineup in this MLB offseason, and subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, hover over my icon as you're watching, and subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate that. And make sure you follow me for all your latest podcast updates on X, on Instagram, obviously on YouTube. All my handles are at CPNY Sports. Without further ado, let's get into some New York Mets baseball talk.
The shallow right field, stumbling start to Stewart. It comes up, it's close to deep left field by Alvarez, and that's going to win 4 straight games for the second time in his he's home.
All right, so obviously I'm recording this on December 3rd. This podcast episode is going to drop December 3rd. And this morning we got some recent news stating that the Mets are highly interested in MLB free agent Jung Hoo Lee. Obviously, Jung Hoo Lee is an outfielder, can play all 3 outfield positions, and his versatility on the defensive side of the ball is absolutely amazing. But what might be more amazing is his career numbers in the KBO in the last 7 seasons with the bat. He is a career 340 hitter over there with a 407 on base percentage, almost a 900 OPS, which is absolutely phenomenal. And he has 65 home runs over those 7 seasons. Now, obviously, a lot of people are making the comparison for Jung Hoo Lee, that he is a Jeff McNeil type player, just younger. Obviously, Jeff McNeil's 31. And Jeff McNeil had a down year in 2023. He hit about 270, which is really low for Jeff McNeil standards. His OPS was down in the low 700s, just an overall down year, which has people speculating about Jeff McNeil's future status with the team. And I truly believe if the Mets are interested in Jung Hoo Lee, and if this potential signing does come to fruition, we could see Jeff McNeil moved this offseason. Now, regardless of what side of the fence you are on in terms of Jeff McNeil, he just signed a 4-year, $50 million deal, and he has team control through 2027. And 2027, he has there's a team option. So control for a couple more years on Jeff McNeil's contract, but with Jung Hoo Lee having high bat to ball skills, with him being younger, with him being versatile on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, a lot of people are drawing that comparison, just straight up, flat out. He is thought to be a Jeff McNeil 2.0 from the left side. Jung Hoo Lee also being a left-handed hitter. Now, you're not going to get the power numbers like we all want in this Mets lineup. I think that if you've been part of this podcast and listening to me speak about this team for quite some time, you know that I want protection for Pete Alonso in the lineup. I want another power bat at the DH spot. And if you missed my podcast episode on the YouTube channel talking about potential DH targets that I would like to see the Mets go after, make sure you go check that out. I will link that in the description down below as well, because it has a direct impact on Jung Hoo Lee's status with a potential fit for the New York Mets. So, like I said, Jung Hoo Lee is not going to add that protection for Pete Alonso. He doesn't hit for high power, although he does have 2 seasons under his belt in the KBO, hitting 20-plus home runs. His best season came in 2022. He hit over 340, almost a 1,000 OPS. It was a 996 OPS, and he hit for 23 home runs that year. An absolutely phenomenal bat to ball hitter. Will get on base, will hit those singles, will hit gap to gap, those doubles for you, but is just not going to put the ball over the fence consistently, which I do think the Mets are lacking in this lineup. So, with him being that type of hitter, with him being younger, with him being a potential fit for the New York Mets, now that we are noticing these recent reports, I want to ask you all what you think about this potential signing. Obviously, the Mets have a lot of work to do on the pitching front, whether it's bullpen or starting pitching. And a lot of people are speculating that the Mets might not focus their attention on the offensive side of the game, just due to strictly them having options internally to fill those spots. It is not a secret that the Mets need an outfielder. They have DJ Stewart, they have Brendan Nimmo, they have Starling Marte, they have Jeff McNeil right now, who has the capability of playing outfield, and obviously you have Drew Gilbert coming up, but you do need another outfielder because as of right now, I don't think that Jeff McNeil is slated to start in left field, depending on what happens at second base and how you fill in that position, whether it be Ronnie Mauricio, etc. A lot of moving parts, revolving doors on this New York Mets team. Jung Hoo Lee is an interesting report. It really has come out of left field. I wasn't expecting them to be interested just because, like I said, the main focus is going to be pitching this offseason. And if they were to sign a bat, I would figure it would be a guy who can get you 25 to 30 home runs consistently, lower average, slot him right behind Pete Alonso at the 5 spot, or however Carlos Mendoza wants to work the lineup. But I would certainly be interested in Jung Hoo Lee personally. If that means Jeff McNeil has to be traded or you have to explore potential trades for Jeff McNeil, maybe in a starting pitching sort of scenario to fill one of those rotation spots, I would be willing to take a flyer on Jung Hoo Lee, especially with potentially having some money come off the books. Not that money is an issue for the Mets, but it does save them some cap flexibility for that highly coveted, touted cap space that everyone talks about under Steve Cohen, and you get a younger ball player in Jung Hoo Lee. Now, Jung Hoo Lee's season did come to an end prematurely in 2023 with an ankle injury. He only played just over 80 games, I believe it was. So that remains to be seen about, the reports about whether he's going to be ready in time or not. I think he is. I think all indications say that he's going to be ready for spring training come 2024, but that is something to note as well with Jung Hoo Lee. But like I said, these career numbers for Jung Hoo Lee speak for themselves. Obviously, hits for average, has the potential to hit for those home runs, those power numbers, but generally isn't thought of as a power hitter. But his defensive flexibility in the outfield provides the Mets some much needed immediate support there if he were to be signed. So I want to pose the question for my viewers. If you're stumbling upon this video or if you are already subscribed to my channel, what do you think about these recent reports surrounding Jung Hoo Lee? Are you interested in the ex-KBO outfielder coming over to the MLB now? Or would you rather stick with Jeff McNeil? Now, I'm not saying that a Jung Hoo Lee signing would automatically mean that Jeff McNeil's traded. I just don't think it makes too much sense to have two similar ball players on the same team that hit for that high of average. This is an already crowded New York Mets lineup. They have to figure out the internal workings of the lineup. And I think that really with the Mets' need in the starting pitching front, if they do explore a Jung Hoo Lee signing, Jeff McNeil could then be used as trade bait to backfill those rotations or maybe for a bullpen arm. Who knows? So what do you think? Would you like to see Jung Hoo Lee in a Mets uniform in 2024? Let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comments below. Like I said, this is a very short episode, a very impromptu episode on this Sunday. I was not planning on making this video, but I just saw the reports this morning when I woke up and I figured, why not toss a video out there? So like I said, you know where to find me. This is a True Mets Talk podcast. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're a Mets fan. A lot more Mets content coming out of me on this channel. And comment your own thoughts and opinions. I want to hear what the viewers have to say about this potential signing. X, Instagram, YouTube, all my handles are at CPNY Sports. You know where to find me. Hit that notifications button to get notified about future episodes on this channel and when I go live. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. Let's stay in tune with what the Mets are doing. I'll be on here to talk Mets baseball this coming week ahead of the winter meetings. As always, it's your boy CP, True Mets Talk podcast. I'm out. Thank you for watching the latest episode of the CP New York Sports Pod. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, comment your thoughts and opinions, and use the lower right-hand button of this video to subscribe to the channel.